Today's job is on the other side of the lake. It's in what's called this area the Heights. It's kind of like a well-to-do neighborhood, kind of nice houses and steep. The house is kind of like sideways on a hill, so it'll be a little funky. All right, I think that's everything. Oh, we gotta get this out of the way. And just to make things really fun and interesting, I got like poison ivy going on. We are getting up into that Heights neighborhood, and I think the joint is up here on this hill to the left. Alright, so here's a look at the job. Front yard stuff is this tree, taking this guy out. It's not doing super great, but I can't quite get to it right now because we got the Mercedes underneath it. So Mercedes has dead battery. He's taking care of that. I'm gonna start instead just trimming back these cedars. Just a line of cedars. They're a good distance from the house, about 8-9 feet, but they're all kind of encroaching. So I got the bucket truck down there. I'm just gonna nip and tuck along the house. I just gotta do a little pickup, but we actually have sunlight coming through the gap now. So brought it back kind of organic, you know, so it doesn't look like razor chopped, you know, 2-3 feet off the house. This stuff is cleaned up. Mercedes is still here, so I'm not gonna be crashing this tree right now. You know, this is the kind of tree you could take down, just drop it, if it weren't for 2 little rose bushes. All right, let me show you around back what's going on. I got some good stuff. There is a shagbark hickory right here. Nice big old shagbark hickory. Sun coming through it, and it's got a few dead limbs. That's one thing to do. There's another big hickory right here with a little dude next to it, little maple. I'm gonna take the maple out so the hickory is just kind of all on its own. There's a couple little strays down here to nuke. And the doozy of the job, the serious doozy, is the dead ash. It's over the neighbor's lot, so it's got to be kind of taken down. I did contact the neighbor and they're cool with it, as long as they don't mess stuff up over there. So in a kind of like a tree logic moment, I just found myself going through like 5 different ways to handle this ash. The way I'm going to do it, I think, at least right now, is to climb it and take a few limbs off and tie the top off and drop it and lower it down right here. But you know, this big old oak is so tempting as something to tie into myself. I might do that anyway, but also to tip tie the ash and pull it backwards. Oh, I might do that. Anyway, I'm still kind of thinking about it. You know, you lay out your logs, then you miss. You just totally miss. Anyway, no harm done. Ash was pretty solid in the end. Not too bad. I'll make some good firewood. We got a little climber in here. This maple, I think I mentioned it earlier. It's just kind of spiffed out, but I can't drop it anywhere because of lines. So it's gonna be a climber. If you guys haven't seen one of these shagbark hickories before, they're pretty sweet. Like shagbark to the max. Totally shagged out. Big trees. This is a young one. Big old one's right there. And the hickory nuts, when they're not broken open, they look like this. This one's a little bit broken open. And then that's the actual nut. Sometimes people ask me like, how long do these jobs take? This is day one on this job. So this is the ash and the hickory and the maples and all kinds of stuff. Day two is going to be the Mercedes pine and a cherry in the back. They just sort of decided on. Anyway, that's day one.
Hope the CDC will come to a broader recommendation and allow for individuals who perceive themselves.
And it's like a little bit rainish today. It's not like fully raining, just a little drizz. And this guy's not dead, he's just kind of failing. So last night I went home and read a little bit about hickory nuts, and now I'm kind of regretting I didn't like harvest a bunch of them in the backyard. It seems like they just leave them. So while I'm working my way up this guy, I thought we could talk just a little bit about equipment. You know, it's kind of like this ongoing thread of conversations I seem to be having with a lot of people about equipment. Like, dude, you need a chipper. You need a dump truck, you need a skid steer, you need a mini skid steer, and I totally agree. Like, I would love that stuff, but there are just a few things, like 2 things in the way of me just jumping on my next purchase. And I thought the dump trailer was a good purchase, but you know, there's a few things delaying me buying that skid steer or chipper or whatever, bigger truck. Number 1, you know this, I'm cheap, you know? I'm like, wait a minute, why would I spend my money when I could keep my money? So there's that. But there's also the flow. Like, the flow of this is nice. I show up solo and I can just work and haul. You get the chipper, necessitates a truck you can chip into. So you gotta get a different truck. So am I willing to get another truck? Not really. Get that thing for like 3 grand and I kind of love it. Built the flatbed, I dig it. So I'm resistant to mess with the flow. It's not just flow. I mean, flow's big for me. Like, I like this kind of solo model I've got going on, but it's not just flow. There's also the added expense and hassle of equipment every time it breaks down. I mean, they have not invented the chipper that just chips. They've invented the chipper that, instead it's a chipper that gets dull and breaks down, and the same thing with the skid steer and the dump truck and everything. So all that maintenance, I kind of hate it. It's just, I don't know, it's just a pain, you know? Plus, when I roll solo, my ground crew is just slacking. And I could imagine if I had all that stuff, I would actually need to expand, you know, hire people and deal with all that. I mean, I like working with other guys and gals, but it just doesn't always work out, you know? That can be like a big pain in the tuchus. We're getting up in there. We got some more top though, so I'm just gonna keep going. I am a firm believer in the small top. The smaller top, the more control, the less stuff that just goes wrong, and plus, the more climbing you gotta do. The smaller the top, the more climbing. A little wobble factor going on. It's just a little wobbly. And you will recall that the rose bushes figure prominently in the front yard. She's actually got like a lot of little plants around, so I'm trying to tag those. I haven't fully worked out a plan for this top. I kind of just want to drop it. But rose bushes. All right, I've got the neighboring tree limb over here. All right, I was not planning to prune the oak, but this guy's actually dead, so I'm just gonna shorten it. All right, we're getting spindly, under 6 inches. Spindly top, Christmas tree size, definitely manageable. I think I'm gonna have to send this guy toward the trailer. Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna send it toward the trailer. It looks free to come this way toward the trailer. It does have a dead limb in it. And I might use these stubs. Okay, plan 17. I'm not gonna rope this at all. There's no wind right now, and I got tons of open space right here, including trailer access, so I'm just gonna tippy top and it's gonna come down right here. Maybe I'll grab it. Let's hang on a little bit. There we go. Oh, look at that. I bet I can just, oh, I just can't leave that right there. Nothing's holding it but the hinge. Just a little teeny bit of help. Send it down. There we go. All right, so what are we doing? Swinging around a little bit. Let's chunk it down. I'm gonna put everything right here in the brush just to keep it from falling. Alright, so right on the pile, huh? No roll. We just don't want roll. Same pile. Oh. Alright, let's get off this thing and just leave everything and take care of the cherry. I don't have to like take all my gear off and then resuit, you know? This cherry is back here. And it's kind of delicate. It's got wires on both sides, common power. And it's got a lean, and it's in the deck. Tie in above the deck railing? I don't remember learning this in school. Hey.
I didn't figure you'd come with the rain.
How you doing? You know, it's just a little bit of drizzle so far.
Oh.
I thought I might as well come over.
Okay. Yeah, this tree just sprouted out of the ground.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It just like,
And
all of a sudden we just noticed it. And in a certain time of the year when the cherries come out, we sit here in a rain of pits.
Oh yeah.
The
It gets
squirrels
messy.
love it.
Oh, the squirrels love it. They like your hickory too.
Yeah. And playing,
Yeah.
but it's the wind.
This is kind of messed up. Moving the truck, fully suited up. I've never really driven with climbing spikes on before, but turns out you get a little traction on the pedals. I mean, it's like PPE for the road. Alright, back to the cherry tree. Those guys had to go out and do an errand or something. Oh, and it just occurs to me, I had a gal call me the other day from Texas. She's like, I'm in Texas, but I'm coming out to your area and I need some cherry wood for my smoker. At that point, I didn't have any cherry wood, but at this point, I'm gonna have a lot of cherry wood. Got cherry going out. Yeah, so I got some cherry. Just need to split it, dry it, and then I can sell it to anyone who wants it for their smoker. I mean, I'm kind of thinking safety pins, could be duct tape, iron-on patch is a possibility, but you know, something's got to be done. Alright, so that's it for this job up in the Heights. Thanks for checking it out. Not a how-to video, just a story of how I did it.